Hey dear friends, here I'm back. Today I want to show you a very simple but effective line over a C major 7 chord, and I just stole the lick from a Barry Harris video from Jens Larsen, and it's a very cool line, and I just want to on the one hand show you how I would practice a line, how I would practice it in a way that I can also use it. But I also want to show you how thinking about the line or how we understand the line also can make a difference to how we apply it. So just recording, slow, hopefully swinging. Yeah. And then I'm just, basically I have the lick and there's a chord symbol, so recording the chord symbol, the chord or my looper, playing the lick over the chord symbol, over the sound, and I start slow. Right, and so I just started to play guitar today, so I would play it slow and I would just, sort of as good manners, try to have a nice sound. And just play it a couple of times. And then, because we are guitar players, it's really so helpful to play the same thing somewhere else. So maybe here. Yeah. Maybe an octave lower. And maybe up here. And maybe here. And maybe here. I'm sorry. Right, and so it makes all the difference if I'm either, playing the tabs or the music notation and just trying to find the notes, or if it's more like little fragments that I have been understanding in a logical way, because it's like the same with the chord progressions and everything that you play. If it's not only, a dot that you have to play, right? You know what I mean, right? Like I'm playing all the things you are. Okay, now I have to press here. So then it's press, find the note, hopefully play the right string, and that's it. And we can learn stuff like this, and in the beginning that's super normal, but later on this is not helpful, right? Because then we always sort of have to remember our visualizations, and we don't have the net in which the thing that we're playing makes sense. So for example, the first note, sorry, I'm digressing, but be back in the lick in a second, F minor 7, the A flat is the minor third. That's a total different horse. And then I know, if I know my shapes, oh, here would be a minor third, here would be a minor third, right? So that also frees me up completely, right? So let's have a look at the line and just take the spot that's most obvious. It's a C major 7 chord. There's a C major 7 arpeggio. So that comes with a lot of relief. Finally, something is super logical. C major 7 chord, C, E, G, B, C major 7 arpeggio. Also the same thing, right? So let's just take this little snippet, because I think if we want to use the language, the smaller the snippet, the better. And just right, just play it. You can also reverse it. Oh God. I'm too fast for myself. Right, so the more ways you can play it on the guitar, the better, right? Because you never know where you end up. on your fretboard during a solo, and it's not so much, in your future self is not so much going to think, I practiced this arpeggio, now I'm playing it up here, I am on the 7, here's the shape, right? That's possibly not what's going to happen, but more your future self is going to, maybe you're ending in a scale or however on the B, and then you might want to hear that, right? Because you have been practicing a sound on a chord, and then your finger already know how they have to execute it. My timer is ringing, I have to go now. Just kidding. So your fingers already learned in different positions on the fretboard where to go to deliver the sound. So I think this is the crux with the guitar. And if you want to do this much faster or really work on a thing like this, you just record a couple of chords. In this case, a couple of major chords, so you have to transpose. And so why not take the circle of fifths in major chords? So C major, F major, B flat major, E flat major, A flat major, D flat major. Let's stop at G flat major. I just want to think how many 4 bars I would have if I play each chord 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last one gets 2 beats. Because I'm always practicing in 4 bar phrases, since it's super useful to train yourself to know where 4 bars end. So now I'm recording that in a chilled out way, slowly, and then I'm thinking the chords while I'm playing, hopefully, and then I'm just using this arpeggio idea, descending, ascending, whatever, but just like, you know, this is my thing. So like this, I already sort of got the thing out of the lick, and I already feel much freer now with it. It's getting to be a little thing that I have. And yeah, so when I'm playing like this, when I played ascending, I was thinking root, right? I was thinking F major 7, where do I have an F? But of course, when I'm playing it ascending, I'm thinking, what's the major 7 of the F major, for example? Right, B flat major, what's the 7, major 7, A? Right, and I think the more we start doing stuff like this, shifting stuff around, being flexible with it, so I try to stay in one position as well. But in the beginning, of course, you can just shift your patterns, that's fine, but later on you want to stay in one position. The more we do stuff like this, the more we will intuitively play, because there'll come a time where you won't think so much anymore, but you'll just hear it. But the process is to transpose, I guess. So the next thing is, if we stay with this line, then we can see basically that's a descending, right? That's all, of course, C major diatonic, arpeggio, 6, 5, right? I mean, you can think I'm descending the C major scale. You can think whatever you want, as long as you end on the G. So now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to. So I'm trying to play it over this one more time. improvise a little bit and try to play the line in between. You can have different exercises. You can be very strict and say, I'm going to play the line exactly as is over 8 bars, and then I'm going to play an improvisation. You can also try to just improvise, and if you land somewhere, yeah, that is maybe the root, just try it when it comes up. And then of course you could think, okay, I'm going to play it descending, right? So what's the opposite of, maybe that's, you know, or maybe it's right? So you can, like this, be flexible. Also, I'm thinking, oh great, I'm playing the arpeggio. I already outlined this chord super clear. That would go for any chord type, right? So I'm playing the arpeggio on the chord super clear, and now I'm having, right? I wanted to end on the 6 anyways, right? Because, and not go maybe to the 5 or. Right, or you see the a chord, right? Oh God. And like this, if you again connect it to stuff that you already know, right, and ideas that you already have, then you get it much more easy in your system, because then it's not like this huge lick, right, but it's more like something that you can connect to what you already play. So let's have a look at the first bar. There's something very interesting. There is this G triad, right? So the last 3 notes is a G triad. So basically, let me play the G triad over the C in the bass. This is a very cool chord that I know from Pat Metheny and Brad Meldo. It's like a 9, major 7, 5. It's like a C major 7, 9 chord without a third. So, you know, there's many ways to explain this and think about it. Let's think about it like this for a second. So what I can do is just record a C on my looper and just play the triad, right? Then I have to look for the triad, of course. I can play the inversions. Like this, I can improvise with the, right? If that's easier for me. Right, or I can just like find the triad like this. Again, I can. So let's record a C. So just have like a drone C. No right or wrong. Maybe it's not as hip as I thought, but I'm just, you know, absolutely allowed to play some shapes and just look how it sounds. So now, if we look at the whole bar, we can see it's like G, F, double chromatic approach to the C, and then the G triad. So we could, if we just look at on the paper, think of course the C is the major third, and then of the C major, and then double chromatic approach, right? But, and that's so interesting, we could also think maybe it's more like a G7 chord that's being outlined here. Which makes a lot of sense, because then we would have G, flat 7, double chromatic approach to the 13, why not? And then G triad. Right, and then we end. So just to demonstrate what I'm thinking, I'm recording a G7 13. And I'm playing the beginning. So maybe I'm even thinking D minor 7. That sounds logical. And let's play it over a C major only again. I find this very interesting because that's very much a Barry Harris approach of thinking 5 ones. In this case, in the line, basically the G7 is invisible. But what we can learn from it, that we can have like a 5-1 in chord progressions just to move everything for the forward movement so that it goes somewhere. But we can also use that in our lines, because for myself, if I have like a very long stretch of C major 7, it could also be like a bluesy, something like Hottentot, you know, where you have like B flat 7 forever. Then it's really very good to think about a possible 5 and play a 5 chord in your mind and then look how it sounds. So let's record one more loop. So now I'm going to improvise using only C major material, and then after a while I'm going to try to insert some 5-1s in my head. C major, it's static, right? So now I'm trying. Right, so that's not my G7. Another G7. And then of course I could think, oh, D flat, try to substitution. Yeah, so now I'm getting into another terrain, but sort of if I'm playing something superimposed sometimes, but that's only me, I try. Right, I have like a pattern. That I can use like this. I hope this is helpful. I wanted to mention the Jazz Guitar Coffee Club is on and running. There's a new video every Sunday morning, and there's always a very small video with like a vamp that you can record and a cool solo idea. Last Sunday I have been talking about Peter Bernstein's tune Chive Coffee that's in 5/4. There's a very cool guitar vamp and also a very cool idea for an arpeggio over it. So maybe I see you there, because that's also a community with a hangout. There's a hangout this coming Friday where we just really literally hanging out, because I finally get the hang of my audio interface. I never figured out to have like a virtual amp, but now it's rolling and I finally have a good sound online, and you're very much welcome to join. See you around. Bye.